What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to be looking at Bluetti's new AC50B.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
As most of you know, the name Bluetti is not something that's brand new on the market in the way of power stations. As a matter of fact, they've been building power stations for the last 12 years or so. We have used several of their products in the past, and here just a few weeks ago, Bluetti reached out to us and asked us if we would be interested in using and testing one of their new models. This model is not out yet, but it's going to be out in the next couple of days even. And this is a 500 watt power station that is really light and easy to move around. It's the AC50B. Now, we all know that power is something that we don't necessarily need to have, but we certainly want. And we have power within the truck, and we have power within most of our campers that we pull. But this gives us the ability to be able to take our power with us. So if we don't want to be right at the truck or right at the camper, then all we've got to do is pick up this power station and move it with us. Some of the power stations that we've been using, they just keep getting bigger and bigger and heavier and heavier. One of the ones that we have and use fairly often is even on wheels. But to be able to take this thing to the beach like we did, and for me to be able to set up a remote office, it just worked out really well. I was able to pick it up, put it on a table and edit video. We were able to hook up the Starlink to it, and it just worked great. Some of the earlier versions of the Bluetti, just like many of the other early power stations, took you a long time to charge it up and had a limited number of charge cycles. But with the LiPo4 technology that they've incorporated into these units now, you can get up to 3,000 charge cycles with this. So to put that just kind of in perspective, you can charge this every day for almost 10 years and still have up to 80% of its capacity left. And as far as charging time goes, they've got a couple different ways that you can charge it just like every other one, but you can charge this in silent mode, in standard mode, or in what they call turbo mode, and all that can be changed by their app on your phone. In silent mode, it kicks off about 200 watts, and in about 2.5 hours or so, it will charge up. Then you move up to standard mode, and then you move up to even turbo. And in turbo mode, you can go from 0 to about 80% charged within an hour. And in 70 minutes, they say that you can go ahead and go to 100% power on this unit. When it comes to charging the Bluetti AC50B, there are several different options that you've got. The first one we've already talked about, and that is the AC plug. Now, one thing you'll notice about this AC plug is it's different than the older Bluettis because you no longer need that charging block. So it has a bidirectional inverter in it, so all of that is inside, and you just need the small cable rather than having the whole block and everything else. The next item that we have is your DC car charger. This one will charge in about 2.5 hours, it says, plugging directly into your vehicle, and that's pretty handy to have as well. But then the other option is with solar. Now, this thing will take in about 200 watts of solar max, and it goes from this end here out to your solar type ends, and that makes it pretty easy to get it to. And at 200 watts, you can also looking at absolute best about 2.5 hours to charge this unit up. Most of the time, it's probably going to take you 3.5 hours, depending on your solar panels or your sun. Let's talk about what kind of power it puts out. Well, at first, you have two USB-Cs, and those are both 65 watts each. Now, what can you run on those? You can run your laptop, you can run your iPad, you can charge your phone, all of those different things off of 65 watts. That's quite a bit of power. And then you have a standard USB-A that's 15 watts, But where this thing really shines is in a 500 watt power station, you're getting a 700 watt sine wave inverter that also has an up boost of up to 1,000 watts to get things started and moving. A lot of things that take electrical power take a little bit extra to get them started, like a refrigerator, things like that. And this will actually bump that up and get it started, and then you have a continuous output of 700 watts. Coming in at only 14 pounds, this thing is really light and it's easy to carry around. So this is something that you could carry with you out to your tent or out to a remote place if you wanted to charge something, if you were by the water or something like that, or even if you wanted to carry it up into your rooftop tent. This would be something you could very easily do. Some of the other really cool things about this unit is it has a 5-year warranty. So anything that happens to this thing, within the first 5 years you own it, you can absolutely get it replaced or repaired. This thing is actually pretty quiet too. It only has about a 45 decibel sound when the fan's running. So that's pretty quiet compared to a lot of other models that we've seen in the past. So just real quickly, we'll go over some of the specs just kind of to recap. So it's got a 700 watt AC sine wave inverter that will boost up to 1,000 watts. It's 448 watt hours of power, which is equal to about 20 amp hours. It's lightweight. It weighs less than 15 pounds. It's easy to move around. It has 5 different ways of recharging. So you can charge it by AC, you can charge it by generator, you can charge it by DC power, you can charge it by solar. So many different options of being able to charge it. It will recharge fast with the LiPo4 technology. It'll charge to 80% in 45 minutes and 100% within 70 minutes. Next, I want to show you the app and just how easy it is and how easy it works. So there's the app that we have, and you can see that I'm not pulling any watts, and I've not got anything going out. It's just sitting stable right now. But if I wanted to turn on the DC power, I can turn on the DC power. If I wanted to turn on AC power, I can also turn on the AC power. And that AC power pops on. You can see they're both on there at the same time. And then we can turn those off as we want to as well. So even if you have this stowed away and you have it in a place where it's not really accessible, anytime you want to check it out, you can hook to it with your phone via Bluetooth and see what your state of charge is, see what you've got going in, see what you've got coming out. As y'all know, we've used several different brands of power stations, and Bluetti is always one of them that we know that will be portable, reliable, and safe to use without any problems whatsoever. We used it at the beach, and we're going to continue to use this one when we need a smaller power station like we typically do now, because we have the bigger power drives in the vehicles. But if we need to move something around, then we've absolutely got this that we can take with us. The other thing that has changed with a lot of these power stations, especially the Bluetti, is the price. So for the next few days, if you click on the link below in the description and use my code, not only are you going to be able to get this power station, a 500 watt power station, for $299, but you also get a discount using our discount code. I hope that you guys have found this useful, and if this is something you think that would fit your kit really well and aid you in your camping or your outings, give Bluetti a look. Until next time, see ya.